Hello, welcome to Genetics 101. In today's episode, we will be talking about Mendelian inheritance. In this presentation, we are going to be addressing the common misconception about couples having a 1 in 4 chance of having a child with the disease. Let's find out why this is just a misconception. Genes are found in sections of DNA located in a specific region on a chromosome that contains unique information about traits passed on from parents to offspring. Each trait depends on a pair of factors, one coming from the father and the other coming from the mother. These factors are called alleles, which signify different variations of a gene. To further understand how traits are passed down from one living being to another, we need to travel back into time to the 19th century to a man named Gregor Mendel. By working with pea plants that he grew in his garden, Mendel discovered the 3 fundamental laws of inheritance. The first, the law of segregation, deals with gamete formation. During gamete formation, alleles from each gene segregate from each other, so each gamete carries 1 per gene. The second law,
the law of independent assortment,
states that the genes for different features segregate independently during gamete formation. Lastly, the third law, the law of dominance, tells us that some alleles are dominant. They are called dominant because they disguise the recessive alleles. As long as an organism has at least one dominant allele, it will display the dominant phenotype. Moreover, the process of creating offspring occurs via fertilization, where a single sperm from the father unites with the mother's egg. The mother provides 23 unique chromosomes and the father supplying 23 from the sperm. This random assortment results in a complete genotype of 46 chromosomes. Before exploring Mendel genetics, however, we need to have some understanding about probability. An easy way to understand is using two-sided coins. The outcome of one trial has no influence on the outcome of the subsequent trial. For example, when flipping a coin, getting either heads or tails has no effect on whether you get heads or tails in the next flip. This is a completely random event. Now let's explore sickle cell anemia. This is a genetic disorder that occurs in people carrying 2 copies of the same allele. To help visualize how these alleles are dispersed between offspring, we can use a diagram called the Punnett square. You can determine the possible combinations of the offspring by placing the parental alleles on each axis. In this case, people that have 2 recessive copies of the gene show the diseased phenotype. Heterozygous carriers, however, do not show any symptoms. Lastly, new information is constantly being found in reference to autosomal recessive disorders. Researchers from the American Genetic Association Generation are conducting studies on mice to determine the inheritance patterns of the Shiba rare gene. Results showed a 3-in-1 ratio of symptoms prevalence, indicating an autosomal recessive pattern.